This is why when you get mad and you're going to leave a scathing review, uh, you should give it a day or two to think about it, what you want to say, and if it really justifies your scathing review. Okay, this mosaic pen looks nothing like the state of Texas, does it? No matter how you turn it, no matter what you do to it, this is not the state of Texas. So I thought about it for a couple of days, and this morning I went and I left a review, and then I come out here and looked at it again. I am stupid. You can't have the state of Texas look like the state of Texas backwards. I was looking at this pen backwards. I am so sorry. I went back to that place to see if I could remove my review, and it hasn't posted yet. I was going to call them and let them know that I left a terrible review, but because I'm brain damaged, I would go and remove it whenever it posts. I'll edit it or remove it. Oh man, I'm so dumb. My God. So I didn't realize that this is only going to look like the state of Texas from one side of the knife. Now I'm wondering if I want to do this. I think I will since I have them, but I won't do it again. God, I can't believe it. See, if you just think a little bit, not like me, if you think a little bit, you don't make these kind of silly mistakes. Now I feel stupid, and it was stupid. I don't know why that didn't dawn on me to turn this around or over. There's the state of Texas. And this is the state of, Brad, what have you been smoking? All right, back to work. Okay, this is Jeff's highly polished dinner skinner with curly bird's eye maple stabilized mosaic pens. And now I'm fixing to put it on my jiggity saw and cut this out roughly and epoxy it on there and tape up my handles like, not my handles, but, okay. Like that. That way the blades are protected while I'm working on them. All right, let me get this cut out and get them glued on, and that will be a big step. Tomorrow I'll be able to sand these. We're getting there. All right, I got them cut out and roughly shaped. Now I put them in the vise here, and I'm gonna sand the nose of this up to about, probably 800, because this is stabilized, and I will be buffing this wood to a shine, and I'll be able to buff the nose of this too, since the blade is polished. See, when the blade is satin, and you're gonna buff the handle, you gotta protect the blade from the buffing wheel, or else it'll buff areas on the satin and then leave areas satin and areas shiny. So anyway, you got to think ahead, unlike the pin review incident. All right, I got a cup of coffee percolating. I'm gonna drink my coffee, sand this, and then epoxy them on there. All right, this is Justin's. I've got it sanded up to 400. I'm fixing to go heat treat this and temper it. Here's the wood. I'm going to put Bacote on that, Justin. That's a good looking wood. And this has some really nice figure in it. Got the pins cut. I've got Jeff's handles on. I can sand on that tomorrow. I've got Hank Hill's getting true oil on his walnut. Kevin's ready for a sheath. David's ready for a sheath. maybe by tomorrow afternoon, Hank will be ready for a sheath. And Jeff, I will have yours buffed up and purdy tomorrow. And ready for a sheath tomorrow. And this, Justin, probably 2 or 3 more days on yours, and it'll be ready for a sheath. Okay, I am making some good time on these. Really, I don't like working on multiple knives, and one of the reasons is I don't like clutter and a mess. I just don't. I can't, and you have to have so many things out at once to work on multiple knives that it just makes me crazy. I do have just a touch of OCD. Even my wife agrees. But, I am a creature of doing things one way and neatly and organized. And, I mean, come on. That's organized. That's wood that's organized. I mean, I'm a little bit weird about being organized. Because if I'm not organized, I just can't do anything right. I screw up everything. So I have found over the years that being organized and neat helps me do a better job on projects. And then cleaning up in between each project, which I need to do now. But I'm not going to clean up until I get this sanded and that sanded. Because then I'm done with all my orders in here. These are not spoken for. I just cut them out because, I was there. But I think if I don't have any orders or anybody wanting a knife, what I'm going to start on next is when my stainless gets here. I'm going to take some of that beautiful wood I have, and I'm going to make a stainless Texas rumble. And I keep saying sorry. That's better than I say that too. So I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I'm going to go out and get my forge warmed up. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. By the time I finish the coffee, the forge will be hot enough to heat treat this with. And then I'll temper it, and that'll be my day. So I will see you tomorrow, Monday. Somebody probably will notice that I'm talking about having OCD and a need to be super organized. They'll notice that I've got a couple of drawers sticking out. Well, there's a reason, okay? I have 2 projects going on, and the way I remember who gets what sandpaper next is to leave the drawers out. And right now, the 320, I've got 320 over here, and I'm fixing to put it away. So now I can push that drawer in. And I have another project where what I do, if I'm not working on the project and I'm coming back to it, I'll leave the drawer out slightly so I'll remember what grit to start with. Because, like I said, I have multiple projects going on right now. And that's just one way instead of writing it down, I have gotten the sandpaper out and laid it next to the project before. That's what I normally do. But I have multiple projects going on at the same time. So I can't lay 800 here when I'm working on 320 or 400 somewhere else. So what I started doing was leaving the drawer open for a project I'm not working on this second. Because when I go back to it, I'll see the drawer open, and that's the grit I got to go to. And the top one there, I've got some sandpaper that won't fit in there. I'm going to use the rest of that up. It's not crap sandpaper, but it's not the good stuff. And I don't want to throw it away. And it's my wood sandpaper, so it doesn't have to be as good as the metal sandpaper. So that's why that stuck out. As soon as I use up that crap sandpaper, I'll be able to close the door. Okay. My forge ought to be hot. I'm fixing to go heat treat that blade.